Michael Lam's calligraphy artwork is heavily influenced by the characters he observed as a child in a Chinese herbal medicine book. Those hand-illustrated manuscripts have become a template for the images he creates.
I'm familiar with Michael's work now for almost 10 years. You can see how it evolved. For instance, some of his earlier work, like some of the work that you have here, reflects the origins of his work in traditional Chinese calligraphy. Some of the larger canvas works that he has reflect taking the same sense that he has of the moment and the style of just one movement of his brushes, and the themes that are in all of his calligraphy work about the individual in life, in nature. And so you'll see the play of light and dark in some of his pieces.
His works take the basics of calligraphy and transform them into compositions that bring together graphic simplicity with open-ended forms.
You have an individual that seems to be immersed or totally surrounded by darkness. He will balance that with some lights in the distance that can be hope, or it can be just the counterposition that no matter what goes on in life in one instance, somewhere else its opposite is occurring. Wherever there's darkness, somewhere else there's light.
They're very zen. We've had so many people in here. I think overall the exhibition has been well received.
I find that the more recent works are more fluid, even though they're monochromatic. There's ink and acrylic that seems to pool in certain areas where it almost stagnates, and then he takes off in a whole other direction, which adds a great deal of texture.
All of his work has a lot of motion in it. If you look at his strokes, they're all involved in motion. The sense that I get from looking at that work is that the individual, the human being, is always in motion, even when they're standing still. I remember seeing one that has an individual near something that looks like an ocean, with some movement that looks like waves. And then right behind it, you have this individual crouched over. There's these depths that go way down as if into this cavernous emptiness. And yet, the individual doesn't feel in the painting as if they're alone. Incredible population of nature, of energy, all around them.